What's up, my boy? We are in week 21. Week 21 review. The Mind of Me, Laid Off Chronicles, all that good jazz. The word of the day is nascent. And that is, hang on, because I forgot it just that fast. How you spell it? Nascent. Yes, nascent is coming into existence and beginning to display signs of future potential. Hey, feeling that because we're getting it together right here. You heard me. But so I just watched week 20 earlier today while I was at work. Boom. For starters, today is Thursday. It ain't Wednesday. Whatever. Judge your mama, don't judge me. Yesterday was Wednesday. What was I doing? I definitely could have recorded yesterday. But I just didn't. No excuse here. I didn't. Whatever. So we're recording today. Working out. We had 3 spins, 1 rep, no gyms. I know, like, here lately, I've been rushing out, or like that's the thing. Prepping the night before. Go ahead, have my gym bag together. That way, there's no excuses because I have the time, So, but I got to get right because I only got 2 more weeks. I think 2 weeks exactly before I go back for the little Ozempic thing that the lady had offended me with. And I ain't gained or lost. I'm like staying stagnant at the weight I'm at. But of course, it's a higher weight than I want. And like right at what I was at a few weeks back when I first went there. So we got to turn that around. Not necessarily a crash diet. I mean, I'm already a vegetarian, but I think I'm going to try. Like, I'm in between like a fruitarian or raw fruits and vegetables, whatever, just for these 2 weeks. Like, let me grind this out for these days until I get there, just to show her she got me messed up. I mean, I definitely maintain and continue to eat healthier. I haven't been eating horrible, so to speak. I did have an insomnia cookie last night, but it's been the first time in like weeks. So, we're improving. I'm doing better or whatever. That thing kind of, let me move this up. There we go. That's better. It's focusing on that. And I can't change that. Hold up, my bad. That's why my boy be doing that way, so it don't focus on what's behind. Which, I mean, we just watching traffic as I drive. What do you focus on now? Focus ahead. So, yeah, we had a few workouts or whatever. Like I said, I'm working on getting that together. So, like I said, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I was saying I'm gonna try the fruitarian, or maybe like a hybrid of watermelon, or definitely getting watermelon in every day, because like some people do that, like watermelon or grapes only. I'm like, that's kind of extreme, but whatever it takes to at least drop, like I say, 10 pounds and show this lady she got me fucked up. Because, yeah, right, I'm in the whole Ozempic lady. I'm just lazy. I know how to work out and get it together. I just haven't been. So, we're working on that. Work has been kind of cool. I got some extra work here lately. One of my coworkers, she just said that she'll have something for me to do tomorrow. So, it's picking back up. I did have a recruiter reach out to me yesterday. Yeah, we wrapped yesterday. Decent call. We always do well with interviews, especially with like those ones with the recruiters, where it's like, hey, this is what's going on, whatever. But we've had so many of those that didn't turn into, actually being brought on and hired. So it's like, I mean, if it work, it work. If it don't, again, I'm not in need because, at a company that they ain't doing me too bad. I ain't complaining. So, it's strictly business. If something better comes along and it works better for myself and, the kids and people I support, then that's what we're going to go with. If not, we'll stay where we are. I do know one thing that was a major turnoff, to use a wrong word or description, was it is 100% in office. And it's like, ooh, I ain't got no hybrid. Like, I appreciate that I get my 2 days at home working where I'm working now. We're hybrid, 3 days in, 2 off. And I can't lie, like, I look forward to, I typically take my hybrid days, work from home days are typically Wednesday and Friday. So, like, it's interesting how that works now that I'm thinking about it, because I get excited and look forward to getting off Tuesday and Thursday just as much as I did before working on a Friday. You know, like looking forward to the weekend, because it's like, okay, yeah, I'm not off. I still have to work, but ain't no place like home. And to be able to do it from the comfort of home feels great. So it's like, man, all right, look forward to the, Tuesday, woo, we up out of here and racing out of there, because what? I ain't got to come in here tomorrow. Awesome. So, that's something that mental and emotional, factors, and you got to take that into account when considering other jobs. So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. We'll see. Okay, there we go. I needed to turn it up. So, like I said, we had that one. We'll see what comes of it. I do, and I've been getting, some of that kind of lately. This was, I did say that we got all the fraud, AML, BSA, KYC, EDD, all that stuff off of the resume, so it wasn't dealing in fraud. So it was like, cool, we actually can get considered for this one. I didn't even, I try not to do that anyway, like, overextend and say more. I have more knowledge of stuff than I do. Like lying on your resume or lying to get, no, I ain't lying to get nowhere. Like, no, what's meant for me gonna be for me. Now, I will, look something up. Like, all right, can I, do a quick download of this? And I mean, typically, at best, the only one I've only had one job where from interview to start, like that, I don't know what they had going on, but the lady's like, you start tomorrow. And I'm like, well, financial institution, like, usually you got to do the background checks, all this stuff. Like, this take a little grip. And she was like, oh, no, don't worry about it. We can get you started tomorrow. And I was like, well, I can't start tomorrow anyway, because I got some stuff going on. I can start next week. And so, literally, I think we did the interview on Wednesday, and I started, like, that following, well, yeah, it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday when we did the phone call interview or whatever, the Zoom. And she wanted me to start the next day, but I started that following Monday. So, like I said, if it's something like reasonable, like what a lot of the stuff that I am embellishing on a little bit, it's like Excel skills. But like, and I let them know that, like, I would say I'm intermediate. Like, I know how to use it. I know how to input formulas. I'm, familiar with pivot tables. And honestly, after they, tell me something or I find something new, I go and I research it, at least, some YouTube videos or something to add, so I can actually have that in my, my tool bag. Like, all right, I'm going to know how to do this before it's all over with, whether I get this job or not, because if I can add it to my resume, it makes me more marketable. Okay, he's familiar with X, Y, Z. Again, familiar, expert is two different things. But, I don't know how I would deal with it. Like, I'm not going to, apply for or be looking for a job that says expert level if I know that I'm not, you know what I mean? So, like, if you're like, oh no, we definitely use that, and it's like, all right, I can teach myself this, that, and the third. At least so when I get in the door, if you're like, all right, create this, pivot table, or, do a VLOOKUP search or whatever the case is, boom, I can do some, and then, like, I can kind of, you know what? I'm gonna have to work something out with this microphone, because the second time it done dropped on me. Let me see if I put it on. I'm trying to put it somewhere where it won't move, but I guess I don't be putting on right. I'm put on my necklace. At least then I ain't got to worry about it dropping. So I don't know what quality, like, we'll see on the playback, of course. But yeah, like, if I could, oh, okay, cool, y'all use this, like, with pivot tables, and they had like super emphasis on that with the job that I'm at now, and I was like, all right, cool. Looked it up. I ain't made not one pivot table, zero, and I've been there like a month and a half now. So it's like, you know what I mean? But I'm still excelling at the things that you need. So, again, I don't know who'll see this or who don't. I just say, and from what I'm learning, and that's kind of across the board with, like, some of the things they place emphasis on. One, it can be taught. Like, in my case, I'm not not knowing or being an expert on pivot tables hasn't slowed me down. It's actually been the opposite. Like I say, in a lot of cases, I finished the work faster than I guess they expected for someone coming in new with no experience, like directly in this industry or whatever. Like I have experience in operations, but not in this industry. And, so getting there, I was like kind of, but I let them know like, hey, nah, I don't, sit on shop time or whatever. I work. When I'm here, I'm gonna work. So me working and staying on top of it, there's, been those periods where it's like, okay, we have to find something for you to do. And sometimes that may take a day or two. So it's picking back up. They got some work for me to do. Like I said, it just makes you anxious after coming from a layoff or whatever. But hey, I'm doing my thing. They found some more work, so work is fine. It's going cool. Definitely excited because, like I said, today is Thursday, so it's like I don't have to go there tomorrow, which I may end up going tomorrow anyway. We'll get to that later. So that was that. What did we do this past weekend? It was Memorial Day this past weekend. Memorial Day. Oh yeah. So my oldest. Now all week, all month, I was like, I gotta pick him up on Sunday. I gotta pick him up on Sunday. I gotta pick him up on Sunday, right? So, let me rewind. I went too far. So I had a job Friday evening after work, right? It was in another city. So boom, drive to the other city. Called Granite Falls. So drove there, had to go, disassemble, load in my car, drive an hour some change away to Winston, and reassemble. So like, man, all that driving, and then it took hours, at least about 2 hours, I'd say 2 plus, maybe 2.5, 3 hours to disassemble, and then another 2 to reassemble once I got there. So all in, like this was some hours, right? So I'm tired. And like once I'd finished, in my head, I didn't think it would take that long, so I was fine. But when I finished and what we had agreed to, the payment, it was like, yeah, I definitely would have charged more for this if I knew it was going to take all this. And then it didn't help my client. So somebody middleman did, like third party dude that they know, because it was like a lay down workstation for someone that may have back troubles or be disabled. They can lay down and work. Had 2 screens right in front of them and got like a stand for the keyboard and everything. It's really dope. Like I'm like, man, I don't even have back troubles, but if I can lay down and be comfortable like that, that ain't bad. That ain't a bad setup at all. So the lady asked me, if you don't mind, what's he paying you for this? And it was her and her husband, and I was like, I got paid. And before I could even answer, I ain't even, had to do how I normally. What y'all paid? Because I'm guessing there's some kind of surgery or something involved with, the troubles, the physical troubles that she has. That was why they relocated to the city so they can be close to the hospital. And so she was like, yeah, because the hospital pays for it or whatever. So the dude ain't coming out of pocket. So he's smart because he's middleman. And if he can, mess around and get 3-4 of them things in a day, it's a couple $1,000. So she like ended up telling me like, oh, he got paid XYZ. And I'm like, whoo. I say, yeah, about a third of that. Like, but it's cool. Oh my God, I can't believe that. I'm like, I'm just working on expanding my business. So, again, it wasn't that it wasn't worth it, but like I said, I would have charged more. So, finish up the job. I'm heading back. Let buddy know, hey, here go the pictures. I did everything. She was beyond happy. Whatever. Smooth. So he like, all right, what was the payment we agreed on? And I was like, well, we agreed on this, but I knew how complex that job was and not knowing what all it required, I definitely would have charged more, had I known. So, a lot of people would be like, that ain't my problem. We agreed. Here go your money, whatever. So he came back and was like, threw some extra on top of it. They actually made it, because I know what she told me what they made, a 50-50 split. And so he was like, is this okay? I'm like, that's perfect. Yeah, that's fine there. You done dang the double, what we agreed to originally. Yeah, boy, I'm driving home happy. So I'm using Venmo or whatever. And so, of course, I got 2 phones, work phone, personal phone. All financial stuff is still connected to the personal phone because I haven't set up a business bank account. So it's just, hey, if you go Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever, just send it to this, all my personal accounts. So I send them the link for my Venmo. And he was like, all right, payment sent. And I keep, refreshing, like, no, it ain't. Make sure I ain't getting finesse. And I'm like, nah. Then he sent me, like, the screenshot or whatever. And it comes, sent it to my correct account. But with Venmo, you have the option to verify and make sure that you're sending it to the correct phone number. Again, the Venmo account is connected to my personal phone number. He's texting me at my business phone number. So I'm like, oh my God. I was like, no, can you, reverse the payment, cancel it, whatever. I didn't need you. I told him, like, I didn't need you to put the phone number. It's connected to a different phone number. He was like, yeah, there's no way I can do it. I don't see where you can cancel. So I'm reaching out to Venmo. Me and the lady ended up rapping. I made an account real quick for the business phone number to see if I could, withdraw it, transfer it, whatever. And then they froze the account. The lady was like, yeah, I told her what was going on. Like, if I'm going to keep this, I need to rename it as a business account. If I can't, then that's fine. I just delete it, but I need to get the money out first. So we go back and forth. She's like, yo, I got everything situated. You can overdraw your money. So I'm like, smooth. When I get home, I'm putting it on my other debit card so I can take it out and I delete this, because she never really said that I can keep it as a business account. It's another way to go about it. So I'm like, all right, smooth. So get to the house, stop at Walmart, had some stuff I needed to do at Walmart. And it's like about midnight. It's late. I done been out here, you hear me? So I'm like, man, I'm ready to go home. Phone ring. Again, it's late. It's my pops. I don't know. I always answer for people because I'm like, you never know if they're in crisis, something going on. They may need you. So, it could be 2, 3 in the morning. I may not want to, but for most people, I'm going to answer. So I'm like, Pop don't want to. They may be talking about some sports or something. Let me answer the phone. What's up, son? What's up? Oh, man, what you doing, Pop? Not much, man. You out and about? Man, I'm not home yet. What's going on? Your stepmom, she left her car. She took his truck, and she was going to make a cake because it's like graduation season or whatever. So she makes cakes for people. She took my truck, but she can't transport the cake in the truck. Cakes in the truck. So can you take her car? Come to the house, pick up her car. Take her car, pick up swap out for my truck, his truck, and bring his truck back. Give her car. Now I live all the way out east, on the east side of town, but I'm on the west side of that hard. And so I'm like, my pops live way back, like on the north side of town. So like at least it's gonna take no traffic. I'm gonna say about 20 minutes with no traffic. So I'm like, all right, hopefully she on that side of town, 5 minutes away or something. So I can boom, run, drop that off, come back. Get over here. Yeah, man, I'm ready to get home. Tired. Get the keys. Did she send you the address? Yeah, I'm sending it to you right now. Why was she 5 minutes from my house and the Walmart I was just at? So I'm right up the street from my house. I done drove back to the other side of town. I gotta drive back literally past my house to get to her. Drive back past my house again to drop my pop's car off, then drive back home. This added like an extra hour, almost hour and a half to my night. I'm like, bro, I'm just tired. So I get home, like I say, it's after midnight for sure. And I'm like, shower and crash. It's over. I'm going to sleep. Don't nobody say nothing to me. Luckily, I didn't have, any other jobs planned for Saturday. So I'm like, man, I could just chill. I ain't got to worry about it. I ain't got nothing to do. This is going to be a relaxing day. Go to sleep. Wake up, let's say 7 hours later. And again, in my mind, in my head, I done, people that ask me something. My oldest, he coming in, on Sunday. So I'm laying there because I'm driving all the way this time to Georgia. Wake up, got a missed call and a missed text from his stepdad. So I'm like, all right, hit him back. What's going on, man? Yeah, bro, what time you say you getting down here? Again, it's Saturday. I'm like, I don't say that out loud, but in my head, I'm like, why you coming back? Okay, maybe he got, to make sure he's straight for tomorrow. I'm like, we said between 12 and 1. And I think when I got up, it was like right around, like just before 10, maybe like 9:40 or something. So definitely ain't getting there about 1 because it's a 4-hour trip. And I got to get up, brush teeth, and all, throw on clothes or whatever. So I'm like, he's like, all right, we'll be here. And then it comes back to me, we said Saturday. I'm like, oh my word. Hop up, brush teeth, wash face, throw on, something to drive down the road. And I ain't trying to impress nobody. You got 8 hours of driving to do. Drive down. I get there. I think it was, what time was it? I want to say around like maybe 2:20, 2:30. Yeah, it was like 2:30. So I let him know, like, when I was an hour out, like, oh, I'll be there, a little bit before 3, ran into traffic, whatever. And he's like, all right, well. So I ended up getting my oldest. We drive back, long drive, everything, works fine or whatever. Get here and get situated. And I want to say, like, for the most part of the rest of that day, I think I just chilled. Because it was like, again, I was already tired. Ain't no motion. We good. So I want to say I chilled for the most part, especially. No, I didn't. I went out and I Ubered and Lyft a little bit. I drove a little bit that night, but not crazy long. I don't think anyway. So I went out and I drove that night. Yep, I did. I know I did because I dropped my youngest out to his mom. So he went over there, stayed Saturday. No, I think I dropped him off Sunday. Yeah, I dropped him off Sunday. I think he stayed Sunday, Monday, and then came back Tuesday. I want to say, if I remember correctly, because I don't think they saw each other. No, they ain't adding up either, because my oldest had been there. I don't know. I don't want to tell no lies. Maybe I dropped him off that morning. I dropped him off that morning? I don't know when I dropped him. No, I dropped him off Sunday. I do remember I dropped him off Sunday. Okay, so dropped my youngest off or whatever Sunday. So that was that. But yeah, that threw me off, man. It really threw me off. Oh my God, I got to get on this road. So when it got him, so I was glad because I kept, again, in my head, I was getting him on Sunday. So I had been trying to like book jobs for Saturday. And it would have been really tragic and unfortunate had I ended up getting a job or being on a job and he called, because either I got to make my business look bad and just, run to get him, or finish this job, pop some white monsters, and more than likely, like, they were going to Alabama, so drive, if he was going to take him with him, I doubt he would have left him there that long as it would have took, So added another 4 hours or 3 to 4 hours, because I'd had to drive all the way to Alabama instead of just, to Georgia and picking him up and coming back. So, I was glad, boy. I got me some good rest. So, like I said, that was Saturday. Like I said, Sunday we got back. We chilled or whatever. It's been raining. Like, as you can see, it's raining now. It's like a rain front that been here like almost all week. I don't remember the last time we had like a sunny day with no rain or no clouds. So I don't think we did much on Sunday. Monday came. What did we do Monday? Matter of fact, I want to say my brother, his girlfriend came over and hung out a little bit Sunday. I knew I was out Monday, so I want to say I went and I lifted and Ubered a little bit more on Sunday. So that was that. And then Monday was Memorial Day. I was hoping to get a job on Monday. I really was. But I didn't. I believe I drove a little bit. I drove some Monday. I didn't have a job. Drove Monday. What else did I do on Monday? I don't remember. I think I just drove. Okay, yeah, so I drove some on Monday and just hung out. That's what I'm going to say. I was supposed to clean up, but yep, no, still ain't happening. We'll get to it. I don't have anything on the books for like tomorrow, and I work from home tomorrow, so definitely, like, I ain't even gonna talk about it. When I come back next Wednesday, I'm gonna be saying that I got the house together. So that was that. Like I said, that job went well, and I did leave, got my number and let them know, like I'll do those jobs, especially now that I've done one. I think I could cut at least, like, doing actual work, the disassembly and reassembling. It didn't, like I said, it really didn't take me 5 hours. It might have taken me 4.5. And I think I could cut knowing what I know now and exactly how to do it. And, of course, I'm gaining and, like, learning more what tools I need. And I'm in a position now to where I can buy them. So, like, matter of fact, on the way back, I met with a guy and I bought 2 more batteries for my stuff. He had 4, but I was like, I ain't getting 4 not right now. I just get 2. So, and I'm looking for that kind of lawnmower too. So if I can get, I don't even know the name of all the tools, but I know how to use them. It's like, I don't know the name of it, but like just mainly things that can go into small or like cramped spaces. I can get that. We'll be in the game. So getting those tools. I know I'm gonna need a rubber mallet. I may need one of those for a job coming up soon. I'm gonna go ahead and just get one of those in a level. I can tell I'm gonna need one of those. And like I was talking about doing like some jobs hanging stuff up. It's looking like those are coming down the pipeline. So that was that. Like I say, Monday, Tuesday, came to the office, went to work, came back to the house, made sure the boys were straight, and everybody was good. Chilled out for a minute because I didn't go anywhere Tuesday. No, I went straight home, chilled, and then when it got later in the evening, like I had planned on, I was like, forget that, I'm going to the movies. So I went to see Sinners, and I saw like mixed reviews on it, man. I don't care what nobody said. I like Sinners. Sinners was a good movie. It caught my attention. It held my attention from beginning to end. I don't know, like Ryan Coogler, besides, I think he directed the Creeds. I think he directed the Creeds. Outside of the Creeds, I can't recall anything else he's done where he has sequels. But I wouldn't mind a sequel to that. That'd be cool. Well, I'm tripping though, because he directed Black Panthers, and they did 2 of those. So, but yeah, so keep it going. He should do a sequel of that. Definitely was feeling the brothers, man, and I don't know about anybody else, but it definitely makes me wonder what it would be like to have a twin. Like again, I always say I'm omnivore, or not omnivore, omnivore. Technically, I'm an herbivore, but I'm in ambivert. Like I can be extroverted in times, but by nature, I'm pretty chill, mild mannered, relaxed, and introverted. So although I can be flexible, I don't know. Let me see. Smoke and Stack. Who would I have been? Or who did I relate? I don't know who I related to more. Of course, I mean, naturally business. I'm more business minded and thinking about money. So, but cool movie, man. Definitely wouldn't mind saying it again. Like I said, it got me thinking like, what would having a twin have been like? I think that would have been one of the coolest things. They say that twins are bonded different, and I don't know many twins now, like in adulthood. I've known, of course, I know twins, but I'm not close to them to, ask, hey, twin questions, with the exception of like my sister-in-law. And my sister-in-law ain't close to hardly nobody. So I know that, her and her brother, I'll say this because I want to, you try to be careful with what you say. I can't say if they're close. I would say they're not what I would consider close as twins or siblings. So, there's that. But like I said, definitely a good movie. If I had to rate it on the scale of 1 to 10, all things considered, I would give it like a 7, 7.5. Not bad, definitely better than average. I don't typically watch movies twice. Like my cousin, she loved it. If she said anything less than a 10, I would be perplexed and confused because she's seen it twice in theaters and said, yeah, I'll probably go see it again this weekend. That is just foreign to me. I don't watch movies really after I've seen them once. I know what's going to happen. And I damn sure have never paid for a movie twice. That ain't happening unless I went on my own and somebody was like, hey, will you go with me? And I'm saying that, but I still don't know for sure if that's happened. I'm just saying if it did, that's how or why it would have happened. Like, once I see it, I know what happened. I've never been the guy that had a bunch of, movies or DVDs or like a collection. I don't need a collection. I ain't watching this twice. Like, I'm straight once I know what happened. So, like I said, I said 7 out of 10. It left some to be desired. Was a pretty decent storyline and plot. I think that they could have been more detailed in certain parts and tie things in better, or like better on the backstory. But still, like I said, really good movie. Looking forward to seeing more. So, like I said, I guess we'll have that, as part of the week of reviews because I don't have anything typically planned on Tuesday. Like I said, unless I have a job or something going on. But the only thing where it's like I know for sure this is on my schedule in the evening is Wednesdays, and that's taking my youngest to karate. So Tuesday might be movie day, and then I can come on Wednesday because it's gonna be on Wednesdays. With it fresh on my mind, like all right, boom, this is what I thought of the movie that we watched last night. So I seen Sinners Now, saw Final Destination, Bloodline. I think that Accountant definitely caught my eye, for sure. So the Accountant, and it was like one other movie with the guy from Lupin in it. But the Accountant too, definitely, I think, caught my eye more so. If nothing new, I don't know what comes out this weekend, but we'll probably catch a movie next week, and it's not bad, man. Like it's half off on Tuesday, so it's like $7. $7 to catch a movie, and like not even a matinee. That was in the evening. Like I think I went at 10 o'clock. So yeah, I don't mind spending $10. Go catch a movie. That's a pretty good deal. So we'll keep that going. Spoke about the job. Spoke about the business. That was the movie. Anything else worth mentioning from last week? I want to say, yeah, it was Wednesday. My lady that handles my life insurance reached out and was like, she may potentially have a job for me. So, we'll see how that plays out, man. But all in all, pretty good week. Like, I don't have much to complain about. And Venmo did get that. I forgot about that part. Venmo actually got the money thing situated and paid me. I feel like it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Because after I got everything situated and they unlocked my account, I think on Tuesday, and I was able to add my card. And so as soon as I added it, it was like it could take up to 3 days. So I'm thinking I'm not gonna get it until maybe today, probably tomorrow, Friday. And then I woke up, checked my account on Wednesday. Hey, we in the game. Thank you. So they paid me that, man, and I'm like, all right, we in the game. So, whew, this rain ain't playing. That's pretty much it for week 21. Hey, man, this right here, this is something that I need. Like I say, week 21 weeks in, and I be late, but I ain't missed not one of these things. And this has been kind of dope, man. A really good experience. Like I said, I like looking back at the weeks before, and I think like it's gonna be even doper. Like I say, once we get to like where we at technically, yeah, we have 5 months going on 6 months. So, I don't know if I go back and probably check, let's say in 6 months, to see, because we already know I ain't got. Matter of fact, this is the last week. No, I won't make it. Technically, sort of, kind of. January, February, March, April, May. Yeah, no, so I still got June because July is the start of the second half of the year. So June, this month, every week we doing what we got to do fitness wise. 2 rucks, 2 gym sessions, and 4 spins. I'm staying committed. I'm not gonna wait till the second half of the year, or second half. Yeah, second half of the year will start in July. No, we're gonna get this going in June. So getting it going, man. Starting tomorrow. And I got a stepper. I think I spoke about that too. I had dropped it on my toe. So if I can't work, or like let's say it's raining like it is today and I couldn't get to the gym, on one of the days I did a spin session and I did like 15-20 minutes worth of the step thing, the little step thing I got while watching a show. I finished a show called Sirens, and like in my little Netflix group, people are like, oh my god, this show is so good. Yeah, no, I'd give that like a warm, really like a 5. It was very meh, like left much to be desired. The ending was anticlimactic. It was like that. That was it. I think it was on like 8 episodes or something like that. But it was like this how whoever the brains behind it decided to end it. Not bad, but I could, let's say it was each episode was like 50 minutes or something like that. That 7 hours, if you could give me that 6 hours and 50 minutes, whatever it would be, give my time back. This was a waste of time. But like I said, making progress, man. That thing with Venmo definitely has me like priority numero uno. I'm going to shoot for tomorrow as far as getting a bank account set up or whatever, because no, I need to. You know what I mean? So that's week 21, man. I started the show forever. It's cool so far. Nothing crazy. Can take you back to like your high school days. It's based on like 2 teams in high school. Pretty cool. And I'll probably finish that this weekend. But we'll see with my budget. My budget I already spent. I didn't end up getting any jobs. I had someone One of them was, I feel like a playground. I got one of the playground assembled. I said, yeah. He let me know, like, he had his budget up front, like, yo, this is what I got for it. It was like, boy, that'd be the most I made from a job. If I could make that, we in the game. And he was like, all right, well, I reached out to another guy, but I offered him less. So I'll let you know what he said. I respect the honesty. That's fine. Like I said, I'm not going to get every job, and I ain't got no issue with that. So I haven't heard from him yet, and I didn't see that he didn't hire me. So we'll see. And what was the other one? I feel like it was something else like backyard stuff or whatever. But I mean, I replied. So I think I got 3 of them. I applied to all 3. Nobody confirmed, or we didn't lock in a date. So looking like it might be a Lyft Uber weekend, and kind of chill out. So it's a pay week, so I ain't got to go crazy with it. But we're definitely not slacking at all. You know what I mean? So that's it, my boy. That's week 21 in the books. Be kind to yourself, and remember, all goals and whatever we are working towards is going to happen overnight, not overnight. You got to stay consistent with anything you want to do and whatever person you want to be in the future, unless you win the lottery. Most of these things not going to happen overnight. So stay committed, be kind to yourself. I love you, and I'll rap with you next week, my boy.